All right. So today I got something special. So special I didn't want to open it. Yeah, it was that special. Today we are going to crack into Balcones Live Oak. This is a Texas single malt aged in Texas live oak casks. It's going to get strange. Let's go. Okay, so if you guys know anything about Balcones, they're out of Waco, Texas, and they are doing some amazing things with American single malt. They call it Texas single malt, which I love, and this one is no exception. This was a special release for their 15th anniversary. Yeah, I can't thank whoever got me this. I'm not gonna put them on blast. You know them, you love them. We'll just say that. This is coming in at 57% alcohol, and it has a really strange story and a really awesome story. Now, I have already sampled this out to some people. I literally have the samples right here. They're going out to a couple of my good friends and patrons. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you well know, Balcones awesome, doing cool stuff, but live oak barrels. Yeah, not American white oak. These are live oak, native to Texas. And what they put in there was the first run of Texas grown barley in there. So this is a fully single malt, and it was aged in the live oak barrels. But what happened, they put the staves for the live oak barrels on their roof at their rick house. I mean, at their distillery for 3 years. And they sat up there in the Texas heat for 3 years. Okay? Then they made barrels out of them, right? How many barrels? I don't know exactly how many barrels. Enough to where they could do a first fill, second fill, and third fill maturation, which is what this is. And if you look at the color on that, I mean, that is dark. I mean, it is caramely, molasses looking. So live oak obviously is going to have a different flavor than American white oak. We use live oak a lot in Texas for making barbecue. So I have a feeling this is going to have some barbecue elements to it. Now, I have had a small sample of this already, obviously. This was not a cheap bottle. This bottle was expensive. This bottle was a labor of love with the whole crew over at Balcones, and I cannot think. I mean, it was released 6/24/24. So I've been sitting on it for over 6 months, 8 months at this point, before I finally opened it, because I know I will never get another bottle of this. But here's the thing. You can't take this whiskey with you, can you? When you die, let's say you were to die tomorrow. God forbid, right? Let's say you were to die tomorrow. You can't take this whiskey with you. So drink the damn whiskey, right? This is a 6-year-old product. So let's get into it. There's so much history and things that we can go into. I'm not going to have a full, a full thing about it. We're already 4 minutes in. I haven't even smelled the whiskey yet. Oh my gosh. It has such a unique flavor. That is like if you were to take graham crackers, crush them up, and light them on fire. I don't know. It's like I can't even explain it to you. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pause right now, and I'm going to get my bearings with this, because this is intense. Okay, the intensity of this whiskey is just that. This is a sipper. This one is one that you go back to and you're like, what? And huh? And what? And now it tastes like this. It is oak present, but yet it is not overbearing. I'm not going to rate this one, because guess what? You can't get this bottle. I'm sorry, you can't. I'm not even going to rate it. Rarity factor alone will give it like a 2. You know, so it's not worth me rating this whiskey for you. I wanted you to know that if you would like to get a sample of this said bottle, you have to stay till the end. There's so much candy. It is candied fruit, plum, raisin. It's almost like it's wine finished, but it's not. Green apple. I thought somebody was breaking down the door there for a second. Green apple. But then this like overwhelming like honeydew or honey. No, not honeydew. Honey over the whole top of it. And now I'm going to go in for the taste. So this is an evolution with Balcones. They are not finished with this whiskey. They released it. They said, this is great. This is doing a thing. It says, literally, I have the box, which it comes in this ornate box. You see this? I have the box right here. And it says, I'm going to read you verbatim from the box. We are in the early stages on a long journey to understand how Texas oak species can add their voice to a conversation and elevate our unique Central Texas province with their contribution garnered over hundreds of years of growing. May we be patient and listen and learn from the stories being told by these casks. I mean, that's going to make you emotional. Just that. Let's look at this. There's nothing there. Age 72 months. Like, this is getting to some amazing age statements on these whiskeys that we are getting from Texas. And I cannot thank Balcones enough for making this and for putting this out for us to try. Because this is what Texas whiskey should be. This is what Texas whiskey should be about. They are doing so much cool stuff. I don't talk about Balcones enough. You know, I don't talk about the amazing things that they're doing enough. But they are literally knocking it out of the park for sure. There's so much dark fruit, caramel, molasses. So, I forgot to turn on my recording light, and my wife barged in. It happens. She's ready for game time. I'm ready for game time. So, let's go. If you can find this whiskey, pick it up. It is such an amazing representation of what Balcones and what Texas whiskey is doing. In the Texas whiskey community, there are so many cool brands out there. And you can showcase those brands at the Texas Whiskey Festival that is going on April 12th. Be there, be squared. But this to me is such an amazing milestone for Balcones, but also for Texas whiskey. Because they're doing something that not a lot of people are doing. Using unique Texas-grown barley and Texas-grown wood to make whiskey out of. It is so unique, so different, so like the tannins are there, but yet it's sweet, salty almost at some point. At the back end, it almost has like a tequila type finish to it, where it has a salinity to it. If I was to score this, it would get possibly a 37 out of 40. And those 3 points are only because of the rarity. It would be a 40 out of 40. Now, is this everybody's whiskey? No. No, it's not. This is not for everybody. These are not, this is not for the people that can't understand what they were trying to do with this particular release. This is all about the oak presence. The whiskey itself kind of takes a back seat to the oak, if that makes sense. It gives it such a profile to where it brings in tannins, but it's not overly tannic. It brings in these phenols, but it's not overly phenolic, right? It's almost smells smoky and tastes smoky, but it's not at all. It is so interesting in its profile, and I will enjoy the rest of this bottle. And I will sample it out to a number of people. Now, like I said earlier, if you would like to get a sample of this, this is a very, very limited edition. What I need you to do is I need you to follow, like, and subscribe to what I'm doing. Now, I did a podcast with Emma Crandall over. She works for Balcones as one of the blenders. If you want to check out that podcast, go ahead. But if you want to win a sample of this, is all you have to do is tag me in a post on Instagram or Facebook. Tag me in a post where you're drinking a Balcones whiskey. Does that make sense? Obviously, it's not going to be this one. Any Balcones whiskey. Tag me, and then I will let this run for a couple of weeks. And then at the end, I will do a poll. I will do a reveal of who wins. And we will go from there. Hopefully, it is somebody near and dear to my heart, so I can give this to them and they can see what Balcones is all about and what live oak matured whiskey is all about. So, I know this was a little different than most of the stuff that I do, but I just had to showcase this whiskey. And I had to tell you guys that this is what Texas whiskey is all about. And if you guys are into that, please make sure you are following, liking, subscribing. And if you want before the video exclusives, if you want your private podcasts, if you want all the things, go to Patreon. Patreon.com/whiskey-shaman and sign up today. We're having a lot of fun over there. And I want to thank Balcones so much for putting this whiskey out, putting it out there in the world for us to find. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all be good. And until next time, keep your spirits up.